Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Donkey Kong for the Game Boy. In the last video, we played through the rest of Stage 6 and part of Stage 7. So let's go ahead and complete the Iceberg now that we know what we're doing. Starting with 7-5, where we have the icebergs. Or rather, the icicles. You want to use the icicles as platforms because, well, that's what the little cutscene at the end of the last video told us we could do. And we are definitely going to have to use these to get around here. When you get close enough, they'll shake, and then they'll fall. When they start shaking again after they hit the ground, that's when you know that they're going to disappear in about a second. So you want to just time everything so that you can get all the pickups and get to the key so you can take those platforms that fall down under your weight to the door. And we can't go wrong here, so let's go ahead and get that one up. Let's get something that we can't use. Stage 7-6. This one can give you a rough time. So we need to be ready to stay out of the way of everything. Come on, man. You can clearly clear that, Mario. Come on. Alright, so we need to man the switch. And we need to flip it, too. And that went completely off kilter. You know what? It's better if I lose a life now, so I don't have to wait as long anyway. All right. Well, we got one guy over here, so that's the last thing I wanted. Come on! So obviously you have to time everything so that when the fireballs fall, they get rid of the platforms in the center, which they need to be doing. So that way, you can actually do something like that. Okay, we have half of that out of the way. That's good enough for me. You're gonna get out of the way. And you... Can I put you right here? No. However, I can probably put you right here. No, I guess not then. However, I can do that. Okay. You know what? I believe that will work. And that's how you get everything and get the key to the door. So getting those platforms out of your way so you can get to the upper half is a little difficult. The top part, not so much. You just need to time everything and just know where the flame should be and when you should get the bridge in the way so that they can do some of the work for you. And by some of the work, I mean all of the work. Now for the slot machine where I can win at least one Mario. Now it's time for stage 7-7. Thankfully, the rest of it, I didn't have to think as hard. Not as much anyway. And thankfully, we can get everything around here. Can I get the one up this way? I can. Okay. I didn't know if I had to place it like further to the right or if I could just do what I needed to do. Or what I thought I really needed to do. We do need to take the key with us, though, even though we can't really bring it to the door yet. Because we can actually take it over to there. And that's how I'm supposed to get the purse. I thought I would have to use the key and put it in the water, but thankfully that's not what I need to do. Thankfully, that's not what I need to do. I can get rid of all the things this way. And hey, I will gladly take that. And I will also gladly take that. That would be one way for us to get around here. You can also use the key to get to the other side here. We put the horizontal bridge. Actually, you know what? I shouldn't have done that. I should have waited. Alright. Now we do it. I should have waited first. Horizontal bridge goes in the same place. This goes here. So we now have a way to get over here. And we place the other vertical bridge near where the umbrella was. Now we quickly grab the key and drop to the door. And that's how we unlock and get out of here. Don't forget, when you activate another bridge or ladder or anything of the sort, including the little metal blocks or the jumping board, when you hit the icons that let you place any of those things, you reset the timer on all of those things. They're all going to disappear at the same time. So keep that in mind while you're doing this. This has been touched on, but you're probably going to have forgotten by that point anyway. And now it's time for stage 7-8. So, what we need to do is be very careful. Try to protect ourselves as we make our way across the water with the iceberg. And, well, I had the right idea. I just rushed. Let's try this again. And I thought that brick would be out of my way by the time I got onto that platform. No, it just wanted to fall at its own slow speed because it could. No, no, no. No! As for those conveyor belts, you're going to have to be fast. But as you can tell, if you get caught in the water, you can still save yourself. Just stay all the way to the left and just get on the iceberg that comes by as quickly as possible, and then get on the lowest conveyor belt. And then protect yourself with the handstand from there. Anyway, stuff we already knew just from playing the last stage. So you can, of course, save yourself in case you get stuck in the water. And that gave us 6 1-up, so we're back at 99. Let us head to stage 7-9. And this one. Ooh boy. So we actually need to hit that switch. That'll allow us to go down while the platforms are going up. And from here... I should have waited again. Yeah, we were going to have to wait for the, and I'll take that. Alright. Let us wait this time, since we've done everything that we already explained so far. And there we go. We had to get back down and then get close to where we needed to be to get the icicles to drop. As for the ladder, you place it to the left of the hat, which we can clearly get. Hit the switch. Take the ladders down. Thankfully, you can use the key as a weapon against the walruses. And then, because we have the platforms moving upwards, we can take the elevators back up to the door. Not sure if we were fast enough to get the door closed. We were. Alright. Time for one more 1-up. And now it's time for stage 7-10. So this is easy if you know how. Don't forget that you can jump onto the icicles as they are moving downwards, which is always good. Ah! Well, I can get you to come back. I'm close enough already. Now, can I do this? Actually... yes. You just need to be quick. I could have just let the key reset, but just leave it at that, but... well, I was able to still get it. Getting all 3 objects is easy as long as you don't hesitate. That's it. One up that we can't use. Stage 7-11. This one. Hoo boy. Why did I do that? Obviously, you need to use a little crushing stone to get to the umbrella. Otherwise, you're not going to get to the umbrella. And obviously, you need to make it so that you can get to the switch. Ah. Well, that was no good. Well, obviously you need to get to the switch and hit it, but at the same time, you need to avoid the fireball, which will be moving fast. Now, you can put that over there. And I don't even know why I did that. I'm not going to reach that. I am totally not going to reach that. I can put that right here. I can do that. And I can get the hat. And I can get this here. Alright. Now, obviously, I want to put that there. I can leap up to here. I can do that. Grab the key. And that's where the door is. That's why I put the bridge where I put it. Because it's in that particular spot. And you had to remember that the door is invisible and in that particular spot. If you paid attention as soon as I entered the level, and every time I enter the level, you'd pretty much know where that door is. The trick is not only setting stuff up, but making it so that the horizontal bridge is directly below where the door should be, so you can actually walk to it. In addition to getting yourself over to the door in the first place. If you're not paying attention, you will have trouble with stage 7-11. And of course, you want to watch out for that fast fireball because it will give you trouble too. Anyway, 7-12. I don't know why I did that. Obviously, you need to deal with the icicles as you throw three barrels at Donkey Kong. The barrels around here can make things a little simpler. I don't know why I set myself up for that. Come on. Throw a barrel my way. Not like that. I should have known he was going to throw it all the way to the side. Not while I'm up there at the very least. What the heck? Come on. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous at this point. I'm at 94 lives now. Why am I suddenly going over the icicle? Stop. Stop doing this to me. This is not weird game physics that I need right now. And now I'm having a time with this. Now I'm having a good time. I just can't believe it took me losing 6 lives to figure that out. Wasn't that hard when I practiced. Good grief. But at least we'll be able to get our 6 lost 1-ups back. We don't really have much in the way of hints at this point. So you're just seeing Mario just chasing after DK like he always does, with no hints as to the things that you can do in game that we haven't seen already, or have seen already, depending on how good you are with the game. And now we are entering stage 8, the Rocky Valley. This is the second to last world of the game, and it's got 16 levels in it. We're just going to play the first 2 before we call the video, starting with Stage 8-1. And we're going to have fun collecting everything. This will give us a means of figuring out how to do stuff. We'll get to the key eventually, but for now, we can put the block here. And that's not what I wanted. I can't believe that worked. Okay. Now, we need to throw the key at fish. In case the key falls into a pit, it will just reappear where you originally found it, which is great. Now, we place the ladder, we throw the key above to where the purse is, we grab the key in time. It's a good thing we placed the block there because it made it just a teensy bit easier to get to the door. And from here, we can always win because it's not the slot machine. Managed to get the 3-up right there. That's neat. Stage 8-2. Last one I'm going to do here. Oh, boy. So, I may have jinxed it doing things this way. Obviously, I need to avoid you while hitting that switch and getting that key. Perfect. I need to avoid getting hit and why? Obviously, you need to get to the bottom. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time. Alright. That's what you need to do. You need to time everything so that you don't run into things. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen either. Come on! Oh, this is garbage. I'm a spiky hedgehog, and I'll just run wherever I want. They knew what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing. Don't mind me, I'm just trying not to get destroyed. Oh, well, okay. Obviously, you want to avoid running into spiky things, and you also want to ensure that you don't run into any of the seeds that are spit out by the flower enemy either. Avoiding things. Hey, I managed to do that. Avoiding the little hedgehog-style enemies of various speeds at the conveyor belts at the top. Obviously, one of the harder parts, and definitely the last things you're going to be dealing with. But getting to the bottom with the key and bringing it up there can still be a bit tricky. Anyway, let's go ahead and get ourselves a 1-up. And then we will be done with everything I wanted to cover in this video. So, join me next time where we head through more of the Rocky Valley and see how much more of Stage 8 we can cover on the way to Stage 9. Because something tells me that after this, it ain't quite over yet. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!